Hi, and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a January transfer move to Arsenal. I am still absolutely gutted about yesterday. I've got to tell you, how did we lose that game yesterday? It was small margins in the game. The referee didn't help. The inconsistency of the VAR, but small margins in that game. If we didn't give away that stupid penalty, it was a bit harsh, but letter of the law and all that probably was a penalty. And then Gabriel, if he didn't get himself sent off, but these are the small margins where we've got a young team and they've got to learn from. But what was really encouraging for me yesterday is that we stood toe to toe with the best team in the league. And, you heard Pep Guardiola after the game. He said that the best team didn't win the game today, and he was heaping praise upon Arsenal. And you got to look at that team yesterday and say that that's a lot of the signings that Mikel Arteta and Edu have made since they've come in. Guys like Tommy Asu was brilliant yesterday. In dealing with Raheem Sterling, who's one of the best wingers in world football. That guy was bought in the summer, not heralded. We didn't think, we thought, okay, let's see what he's like. But he wasn't some of the big names that we were being, quoted, and he's been brilliant. And it really gives me a lot of heart to see how some of those signings, have really made an impact in this team. Thomas Partey, remember, he was signed by Mikel Arteta. He was brilliant yesterday, absolutely brilliant. I think he's key to us having a good season if he keeps up those sort of performances. But I was really, really heartened by what I saw out there on the pitch, and it was a very, very good performance. Now, one player who wasn't playing in that game, as we all know, is Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. What's going to happen with him? He already is joined up with the Gabon international team. Of course, it's the African Cup of Nations, so he wasn't actually at the game. We know that, I don't have to keep going over it, stripped of his captaincy, hasn't featured for nearly a month now in the Arsenal team since that Everton game. But where will he end up? You're looking at a team right now that he would have big struggles of getting anywhere near that team right now. The way the team is playing, Martinelli has been brilliant. Now he's been linked today with a move away to Newcastle. Newcastle, of course, struggling in the attacking sense, struggling all over the pitch. But a couple of weeks ago, they probably weren't looking for attackers. They had Callum Wilson, they had St. Maximan. They were well stacked in that department. However, they have suffered injuries in that department. Callum Wilson's going to be out for quite a long time. He picked up an injury the other day. Alan St. Maximan's out at the moment. And of course, to stay in the Premier League, you've got to score goals. And as bad as, Aubameyang's been, he scores goals. He's actually got more goals this season in all competitions than Callum Wilson, who's their main guy. So Newcastle said to be interested in him. I said on yesterday's show that probably one of the only teams that would be able to come up with the wages if they was to take him on a loan deal would be Newcastle, because the owners now are worth billions. I mean, actually, they've got the richest owners of any football club in the world. So they could afford the wages. Now, there's a lot of talk that they're interested on taking him on loan till the end of the season with a view to them buying him for £20 million. A view, not obligation, a view. So that just seems to me like a straight loan. Could be tempting to Arsenal. We don't know the full situation behind the scenes. Is it when he comes back from AFCON, they're going to assimilate him back into the team? Or is it just that they're saying to themselves, no, let's just get rid. We just don't need him around the place right now. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens with this one. Is this a serious bid from Newcastle? Or is this just newspapers speculating, saying to themselves, well, you know what? Newcastle will have a load of money. Newcastle would like a striker. Aubameyang's available. They could afford the wages. Putting two and two together and linking it all up. We're going to have to wait and see. They, as I said, would be one of the few clubs that would be able to get this deal done. And they do need a striker. They've got problems in that department, and they are desperate to stay in the division. The other striker that we've got, Eddie Nketiah, wasn't even in the squad yesterday. Now, was that significant that he wasn't even in the squad? Or is it just that Mikel Arteta saying to him, right, listen, you just chill out. We're keeping you back for, the game against Liverpool on Thursday night. You'll start in that one. Certainly, we remember Eddie Nketiah's comments after scoring that hat-trick in the League Cup saying that he wants to play. He wants to play football. He's refused to sign a new contract at Arsenal. Mikel Arteta really likes him, speaks highly of him, says how hard he works on the training ground, but he's not getting a starting position. Now, right now, he can talk to any football club he wants about a pre-contract because his deal with Arsenal expires in the summer. And Bayer Leverkusen are said to be very interested in talking to him right now to get something penned so that he can join them in the summer. Crystal Palace, as we know, were trying to buy him in the last summer. It didn't happen. Apparently, there was his wage demands are too high, so it didn't work out. Brighton also said to be another club that are really interested in Eddie Nketiah. Where is Eddie Nketiah going to end up, or do we keep him from now to the end of the season? We're starting to see a little bit of a striker conundrum here for Arsenal, right? Because really and truly, they should try and cash in on Eddie Nketiah right now because he walks away in the summer for free and he's a bit part player. It's a bit different to the Aubameyang situation where Aubameyang's on these huge wages, so it's very difficult to loan him or even sell him. If he wasn't on those wages, I'm sure there'd be loads of clubs really interested in him. But the Eddie Nketiah one, Arsenal should really try and cash in if he's not going to stay. But then if they then move Eddie on, then they need to bring in a backup striker, because, if Aubameyang's not playing, you got Lacazette, you got Martinelli. Who else is the backup? So it's going to be really interesting this month to see what happens in the striker department. We know that Arsenal want a striker long term. I spoke yesterday about some of the strikers that are on Arsenal's radar, but are any of those deals possible in January? And if they are, they're going to be very, very expensive indeed. If Arsenal got that sort of money to fork out. The other conundrum they've got is in midfield. Now, as I said at the start of the show, Thomas Partey yesterday, unreal, dominated, the midfield. We're talking about a midfield featuring Rodri and players like that. He is a top quality player. And if we get this guy going, we can have a great season. But the only problem is, after the game yesterday, he's off now to join up with Ghana for the African Cup of Nations, leaves us short in midfield. We're now Granit Xhaka, Sambi Lokonga. Can't even call on El Neni because he's gone to join up with Egypt for the African Cup of Nations as well. Meaning that Arsenal really short in that department. Will they make a move for this guy, Bruno Guimaraes? We've been linked with him before in the summer. We know that Edu is a big admirer of the Brazilian and wanted to bring him into the club, but hasn't been able to get the deal done. His reported valuation, if you check out like Transfer Market, they say he's worth around about £27 million. However, Lyon would be willing to sell, but they want a whopping £38 million for him. As I said, quality player, fits what Mikel Arteta is trying to do down to the ground. Great on the ball, great under pressure. All the sort of things that we've sort of seen with the type of players Mikel Arteta wants in the midfield. But wouldn't be an easy deal to get done. We know that dealing with Lyon is never easy. And also, as I said, they want around about 38 million, way over that valuation, which is the sort of reported fee for him. But would be a great player to bring into that midfield area. Again, lots of rumours flying around at Arsenal. May make a bid for him this month. Gonna have to wait and see on that one. I don't know. I'm not sure. £38 million in January. I'm not sure. Sambi Lokonga is going to be called upon. Definitely during this period. But do we need more? It's going to be really interesting to see. Could Arsenal turn to Jack Wilshere? Listen, Jack Wilshere has been training with Arsenal, and Mikel Arteta has been bigging him up and saying he trains brilliantly, he works hard. All the players look up to him. He's still got it. There's been rumours over the past few days talking about Arsenal may offer him a contract until the end of the season. There's also a rumour saying that a team called Fortaleza in Brazil, who finished fourth last year in Brazil for the first time, got into their Brazilian top four, and they're going to be competing in the Copa Libertadores for the first time, that they're interested in Jack Wilshere. They're looking to bring in some high-profile players into the club, and they're interested in Jack Wilshere. But with Jack Wilshere, who's got a young family, would he be looking to go to Brazil to play? You never know. You never know. Or could he stay at Arsenal? Should Arsenal make a short-term deal with Jack Wilshere, say, listen, we'll take you from now till the end of the season? Would you have him? I want to put this question out there to you guys today. Would you have Jack Wilshere from now till the end of the season? We might be a bit short in midfield. I mean, personally, me, I would. I would. If he's up to speed, if he's, what Mikel Arteta is saying in training, if he's fit, why not? I think, Jack Wilshere coming off the bench with 15, 20 minutes to go in certain games, the lift it would give to the Emirates Stadium every time he comes onto that pitch, I don't see no harm in it. He can mentor some of these young players like Sambi Lokonga. I wouldn't be against it at all. However, we don't know. As I said, the fitness, all we're going off is what Mikel Arteta, etc., has been telling us. But what about you guys? I really want to put it out there to you guys today. Would you take Jack Wilshere? Let's just put it on till the end of the season. From now till the end of the season in January, offer him a short-term contract, see how he gets on. He's still 29, remember, still a lot left in this guy. He's a legend at Arsenal. Would you take him at Arsenal? I'm leaving it up to you guys today to hear from you. Listen, thanks very much for watching the show today. Don't forget, we are here every single day of the transfer window. We'll also be giving you updates of anything that breaks, so you won't miss a thing here. Thanks for watching the show. Thank you for all of your comments. I'm going to get into some of those comments on tomorrow's show as well. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Subscribe here and like this video.